Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with the fifth and final week of my mini series in July, which is embellishing with dies and or punches. Today I'm going to be using the It's All Good collection by Dear Lizzie, and I am going to be using a nesting floral die by Momenta. I think I got that at Tuesday morning. So what I decided to do is I'm going to do a 2-page layout, and I'm going to kind of have the base pages opposite of each other, if that makes sense. So I think those two, the striped paper, are 3 inches a piece, and then I am going to have this kind of plaid paper coming down, and I am going to do that with the second page as well. However, it is going to be coming up. So the base pages are going to kind of be, I guess, forming a border, so to speak, for the 2 pages. I am also going to be using a kind of teal or aqua piece right here, and that is going to overlap the kind of plaid paper there. I did decide to cut that into a flag, and once I did, I kind of realized I'm not usually one to do the flags kind of going up as well. Usually I have them pointing down or to the side, so a little bit different for me, but I like the way that it kind of frames the layout. So once I get this done, then it's kind of just placing the photos kind of where I want them and embellishing with that floral die. So here is the base page. I did go ahead and cut some of the flowers ahead of time, just to kind of play with and see what I liked best. But I will cut some extra pieces and assemble some of the flowers so you can kind of see, I guess, how I did it or what I did. I have the 6x8 paper as well, so I wanted to try to figure out what paper to use to back the photo. I am going to double back that because that just seems like what I do almost every time anymore. It's funny how, I don't know, starting out, I think I only, single backed it, and now I don't know, I feel like adding the white just helps the photo kind of pop a little bit more. So it's kind of fun to see how we as scrapbookers kind of evolve over the years. So I wanted to do some journaling on this layout, but this journaling card was too big for kind of what I wanted. And so it had that nice banner at the top, and so I just cut it down the middle, and it's going to go right next to my photo there, so you're not going to be able to even tell that it was cut. In the 6x8 paper pad, I actually had some great embellishments, some cut aparts that I will end up using on the second layout as well, some of them. I knew kind of going in what I wanted my title to be. I've been kind of thinking about this layout for quite a while, kind of planning it out. And this is at my cousin's bridal shower, and so I wanted the title to be Showered in Love. The photos are of all my cousins. They're very similar photos, but this one here has my grandma in it, and the other ones, I think one has my grandma out, and then the other one is really cute. She's probably telling us all a story, and I just really liked the way that looked. So although they're similar, they are a little bit different, and I feel like each kind of tell a story. So I decided to go with a large gold phrase with the love, and I wanted to kind of use different fonts, and so that was my chair, sorry. I wanted to use different fonts, so that's kind of what I decided kind of would look best, and it filled in that space below the picture quite well. So going over to the second page, I then had to kind of figure out what I wanted to back these photos in, because with a 6x8 paper, you know, you don't have enough to use for all 3 photos, even though I did crop them down quite a bit. But the leftover of that yellow, I think there's daisies on it, I just didn't have enough. And so I went to my 12x12 paper pad and decided I was going to use some of this navy polka dot. It has all the rest of the flowers in it, and I did kind of want to incorporate some, I guess, kind of darker color in here as well. So I am going to use that to back these photos. I am going to overlap the photos a little bit and kind of figure out, I guess, now how to embellish. So I have these two flowers that I put together already. The one on the left, I lined up each piece, I guess, perfectly. The one on the right page, I offset them, and I think I decided, along with my cousin, because I asked for her opinion too, we liked the offset flowers better. I wasn't going to waste the one that I already put together though, so I did separate them on each page. But from here on out, when I do put them together, I am going to kind of offset them. I decided right away that those 2 big ones, that's kind of where I wanted to place them. And then I had these left over from what I cut out before I started the video. You can see I did put a small one together there to the right of the page. Just 2 layers. The other ones though are going to have 4 layers. And honestly, I just went through the paper pad to figure out kind of what colors I thought would go good together. This collection is just so bright and cheery. I absolutely love it. So here I needed I think the second smallest floral. So here you can see that I'm going to offset the pieces, and then I am just going to use an enamel dot in the middle. I kind of round up the edges. They'll probably go flat when I put them in the page protectors, but it gives some dimension to the layout now, at least. So I decided I was going to put another big floral piece kind of opposite the other one on the second page. And then I decided I wanted to incorporate some of the navy, some of that darker color in the rest of the layout. And so what I decided to do is put a strip across, kind of as a barrier from that striped paper to the white paper. And I decided to do that on both pages. Excuse me. So once I get this lined up, unfortunately I did have to cut out just a little bit, another little strip, just for like those 2 inches there, 1.5 inches. But I obviously, wanted to carry it all the way across. So I have that strip for another page. I do also have some kind of leaf dies, branches with some leaves on it, and I decided I did want to use some of those to add to the floral clusters. The 12x12 paper pad had this really nice green paper, so I thought that was perfect. So I am going to actually use 2 different types of leaves. One is Sizzix, I believe, and the other is Kaiser Craft. And so I'm just going to layer those across. You can see me struggle with this. I don't know. I've been using it more often. I think it's a big shot or big kick. I don't know. I still sometimes struggle with it. So those are the 2 kind of leaves. The big one on the left side had another smaller piece that I will be cutting, but I did decide I wanted another leaf down for that bottom flower on the second page. So I cut that, and I'm just gonna kind of layer those behind the flowers. But here is, I think I'm gonna, that second piece for that bigger leaf on the left side. I am gonna cut it out of the yellow. I thought that would be a nice contrasting color, and it just adds to the flower. I really just like the way that it looks, and it was kind of nice to incorporate a couple different dyes in this layout. So I did the floral dyes and then the 2 different leaf kind of stem dies, and I really like how those look. I then decided I did want, I think, another flower. So I am going to cut out, I think off camera, I kind of got, I guess, kind of tired of doing it on the desk. A lot of times I like to do it on the floor for whatever reason. It's just kind of out of the way. So I cut just a 3-layer flower. I didn't want it as large as the other 4 layers. And so I just, again, offset those and added the enamel dot. I thought I wanted it on the, well, I thought I wanted it on the right-hand page, but apparently I'm not remembering what I wanted. So I am going to end up using it on the left-hand page and adding some of the puffy stickers from the collection to the layout as well. There was that banner there that I thought I wanted under that photo, but the top left just kind of was plain, and so I added it there instead. I moved that flower over a little bit. I felt like it was crowding the pictures too much, and even now I think they're quite large, but I do think, you know, the pictures you can still see and I guess appreciate. So I did use some of those puffy stickers. There were some little gold hearts that I added around, and I think that is just about it. I am obviously going to do my journaling on that journaling card, but on page 2 I forgot. So I talked about the 6x8 paper pad having embellishments, and they had these tickets here, and each ticket kind of said or had a phrase that I liked, and the colors obviously were perfect because it was the paper pad. So I decided to use that as a base for that bottom right photo. I am going to pop it up on some foam tape here and give it some dimension. And then I also forgot, in a couple of my Not Just for Boys kits, there were some tassels and then kind of an epoxy, I guess I'll call it a button, and the colors matched the layout perfectly as well. There was this yellow tassel and that dark teal tassel, and then the epoxy, I guess, button is like a yellow floral piece. And so I decided to add those. It was a little challenging to that right hand side to kind of make that into a cluster. I used some tacky glue to hold the tassels down, and then what I decided to do, I wanted to put the button over top, and so I actually layered 2 foam stickers under it because it was kind of curved in the middle, and I wanted that to kind of pop up over the tassels. So I just layered my foam stickers. But this is the 5th and final week of this mini series. Stay tuned in August, though. I'm going to have a new mini series on Saturdays as well using washi tape. So I hope you guys will stick around for that, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.